All right, good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause merely means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I assume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. They'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the service of the Public Defender's Office, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, I have a pair of assistant state attorneys in the courtroom with me this afternoon. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please come forward to the podium. Joe, you need to be somewhere else right now?
Not till 30.
Oh, well.
All right, we got that.
Pretty good. All right, Erica Warden. Afternoon, miss. What's your date of birth?
6/28/1975.
Erica, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please, sir.
I'll appoint the PD. A bond on Judge Merritt's warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see him on the 5th of March, and the public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Samantha Rivera. Afternoon, Samantha. What's your date of birth?
March 1870.
Samantha, the charge is ag stalking, being domestic in nature. There's probable cause. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
The public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
I'm showing a violation of injunction, adjudication of guilt 2018 out of Pasco County, false ID given to Leo, adjudication of guilt 2018, as well as a driving license suspended. And then I'm showing some New York history as well. Along Staten Island, petty theft in 2017, no disposition. And no other history, Your Honor.
Okay. And Samantha, I have an address for you on Harrow Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
10 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
I'm a hairstylist. I'm a manager at a men's salon.
Okay. You're going to set your bond at $1,000. The condition of that bond is that you'll have no contact with Jeremiah Arroyo. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. Don't contact him through any social media. Don't go where he lives. Don't go where he works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he's allowed to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. He may tell them he's not interested in pursuing this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. You'll be back in court on the 5th of March. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Courtney Presley. Afternoon, Courtney. What's your date of birth?
August 5th, 1984.
Courtney, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on February 2nd. As to that charge, you want the public defender?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Courtney, he set a bond of $10,000. I'm not going to change that. We'll have you back on the 25th of February in a couple of weeks so we can get this case resolved and get you on your way, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Crystal Knott. Afternoon, Crystal. What's your date of birth?
11/29/86.
Crystal had 3 charges this afternoon: possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. State, what can you tell me?
She has a grand theft 2010 that was adjudication withheld and no other history.
All right. Crystal, I have an address for you on Stafford Avenue in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Over 5 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir. I'm a shift supervisor at the Speedway at 50 and 98.
Okay.
And I have no family, so I was wondering if maybe you consider RORing me.
I'm going to ROR you.
Thank you.
Because of your lack of history, and these are misdemeanor charges. So we're going to release you on your own recognizance. You're going to be back in court on the 8th of March. That's in front of me. Make sure that you're here, and you should contact the public defender as soon as you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Kelly Fleener. Afternoon, Ms. Fleener. What's your date of birth?
474.
Ms. Fleener, the charge this morning is burglary of a dwelling. There's probable cause for the charge. As to the charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'd like a public defender. That charge had already been, I signed a statement, and the person that actually called the cops also signed a statement.
Okay.
Saying it was a misunderstanding.
Oh, I'm sure that it is. Most of these things are. But the point is, now that you've been arrested, we have to go through the process. So I'm finding probable cause, which is a very low standard. The state would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a crime had occurred for you to suffer any penalty. So now all I want to do is find out a little bit about your past so I can set you a bond appropriate to your past and appropriate to the relative seriousness of this charge. So hang on just a second. State any history.
A possession of paraphernalia in 2018, adjudication of guilt out of Hernando County, as well as a petty theft, second degree, second offense. A adjudication of guilt in 2008 for a false ID given to Leo, and actual possession of synthetic, 2008, adjudication of guilt. A burglary of a structure, 2007, adjudication of guilt out of Hernando County. And no other history, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Fleener, is there an address where you've been staying regularly lately? Are you living outdoors, or what's going on?
Actually, I've been living in Mariana, working with my father.
Okay. What's the address there?
I don't have an address there. It's a hotel.
Okay. What's the hotel?
Super it.
Where's
Great.
it? Okay. What highway is it on?
It's in Mariana, Highway 90.
Okay. And what do you do for work for your dad?
We're grinding tree work.
Okay. All right. Kelly, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 5th of March. When you get out, it's very important that you contact the public defender, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Kimberly Erickson. Afternoon, Kimberly. What's your date of birth?
May 26, 86.
Kimberly, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently you failed to appear in her court last week on a charge of driving on a suspended license. Mr. Larison, is this something she can resolve today?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would offer a time served.
Okay. Kimberly, if you want to take care of this today, you can plead no contest to the charge. I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, which you've already done. Assess the fine and court costs. You'd get out of jail today, and this case would be over. Is that something you're interested in doing?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes.
Case number 19-CT-261 as to the charge of driving on a suspended license. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes.
I'll accept that plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Fine and court cost is $488.50 for the day in jail. That takes care of it. Kimberly, if there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Marie Sorelli? Afternoon, Ms. Sorelli. What's your date of birth?
3/28/1963.
Mr. Riley, the charge is trespass. As to that, there's probable cause for that charge. That is actually pursuant to a warrant that Judge Rupi signed. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the PD. State what can you tell me?
Adjudication.
Hang on a second. You hang on a second.
Adjudication of guilt 2018 June for an assault and a battery, both out of Hernando County. Leaving scene of the accident with property damage in 2018. Adjudication of guilt and an aggravated assault in 2018. Adjudication of guilt. No other history.
And Maria, I have an address for you on Lackland Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
15 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No, I'm disabled, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave the bond at the $500. I'll have you back in court on the 8th of March. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, Your Honor. I do have a court date scheduled for March the 1st. Actually, this is a duplicate charge. I was just charged with trespassing and burglary on the 2nd of my own home due to a divorce conflict. So if it's possible, I can have this hearing scheduled on the 1st also?
No. Hang on. Kind of wish I didn't know that, but...
It's a duplicate charge, Your Honor.
Well, it's not.
Like double jeopardy.
Nope, it's not that either. Hang on.
Ma'am, you're not helping yourself. This is your attorney, public defender. When you're disclosing there's additional charges, that may make the judge reconsider your bond. So, you may think they're duplicates or it's double jeopardy, but I don't think so.
Your Honor, she's been in since February 2nd.
Yep.
I was there for her first appearance.
And she has a court date on the 19th. The felony court date.
Yes, Your Honor.
So apparently she's been unable to bond out.
Correct. I don't think this is a recommitment kind of situation,
No.
but she does have a probation violation on another felony case that's holding her.
Okay. Okay. But is the probation violation also a felony, Joe?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so nothing I can do about dates anyway.
Yes.
Okay, all right. No, Maria, I can't move your dates, and the reason for that is that this is a misdemeanor. Your other charges are felonies, and we can't move those around like that. So this one will stay on the 8th. If you can't get out, the public defender is going to come see you before your court date on the misdemeanor as well as on your felonies, okay?
Yes, sir. Can I have that court date again, please,
It's
sir?
the 8th of March on the misdemeanor.
And the original charges?
There's one on the 19th, February, and I don't remember when the other one was. Let's see. Suffice it to say, the folks at the jail will be very good about getting you where you need to be, okay?
Absolutely, but I will depend on myself for that. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Stephanie Baldwin. Afternoon, Stephanie. What's your date of birth?
11/29/79.
Stephanie, you're here on a warrant that I signed. You failed to appear in court yesterday driving on a suspended license. And state, is this one that can get resolved today?
I was in,
Yes, Your Honor. Time served.
Okay. Stephanie, you're going to tell me where you were?
I was in jail.
Okay.
I was in Hernando County jail.
Okay. Well, you can resolve this one today with time served 1 day, and then this one is over with. You want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yeah.
In case number 18CT4039 as to charge that you drove knowing your license was suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes.
Accept the no contest plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Finding court cost is $488.50 for the day in jail, but that takes care of this misdemeanor. All right, Stephanie?
Thank you.
Thank you. Joseph Knight. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
May 19, 1984.
The charge this afternoon is battery. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the public defender and say it looks like there's a bunch of open cases. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. No prior record, but he's got 3 open felonies: 2018 CF 271, 2018 CF 288, and CF 289. We'd ask for a recommitment on all those.
And are they all coming back on the same date somewhere down the road?
Yeah, he's got pending court date coming up in a couple of weeks.
Do you know what the date is?
Oh,
Can somebody find out the date for me?
he's on whatever docket Miss Cole is on.
Is this a,
225.
There you go.
oh, this is the misdemeanor, isn't it, Judge?
The new one.
Yeah. I'm not going to sync him up, but I want to let him know where he's going.
And his lawyer, Miss Cole, is aware of this.
She's-
She's
yeah,
already
she's-
probably made that.
Okay. All right. So, Joe, here's what's going to happen. On this case, I'm going to set a bond of $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Tara Snyder. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes.
And you understood that?
Yes.
Okay. And to the extent that you're in the jail, no contact includes not calling her or writing her from the jail. So please do not attempt to call her or write her from the jail. That could result in additional criminal charges for you. And then that case, the new case is coming back on the 8th of March. However, the other thing that's going to happen is that it appears to me that you have open felony charges pending, and it appears that you've committed a new crime. So pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 18 CF 271, 18 CF 288, and 18 CF 289. So you'll be on no bond on those charges, at least until you're back in front of the circuit judge that has your cases, which will be on February 25th. That judge can revisit the bond in your felony cases if he wishes, but you'll be on no bond at least until the 25th. The PD will be out to see you about all of your cases before you go to court, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Judge, what was the return date on the misdemeanor?
3/8.
3/8.
That concludes my business, Your Honor. May I excuse?
Yes, you may. Have a good day, Joe.
No. Yes, that.
Judge Stoner might have something to say about that.
Michael Belair. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
531.90.
Well, I have 2 counts of retail theft. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender, Steve.
I'm showing a carrying concealed weapon that's out of Hillsborough that looks to be open. It hasn't been closed, as well as a retail theft that looks to be out of Hillsborough that doesn't look to be closed. And then a grand theft adjudication of guilt in 2017 out of Tampa.
Your Honor, I have a case that I'm pending in Tampa right now that I go to on the 8th,
Right.
or on March 5th, and I know that y'all assigned the court date here on March 8th. Is it possible that I get ROR on these charges so Hillsborough County can pick me up so I can make it there for the court date?
Well, you're not going to be an ROR, but that's what we're working on. Any other history, Steve?
Yeah, it's a DUI in 2017. And an actual constructive synthetic possession in 2017, as well as a paraphernalia adjudication of guilt 2017, again out of Tampa. A trafficking cocaine 2011 adjudication of guilt where a prison sentence was imposed out of Tampa. Adjudication of guilt in 2009 for paraphernalia and cocaine. Adjudication of guilt for both. As well as in 2009 adjudication of guilt.
That's good. Michael, I have an address for you on Aubrey Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
A year, sir.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir. I work for K&S Welding.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. As you are aware, these cases will be back on the 8th of March. If you get out, contact the public defender right away, okay?
Sir.
Thank you. James Cotter. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
January 11th, 94.
James, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Heinemann. He found probable cause for 1 count of armed burglary of a dwelling with a firearm. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you tell me.
Showing a false report adjudication of guilt in 2014 out of Sumter County, as well as an adjudication of guilt for grand theft out of Sumter County in 2013. A petty theft 2011 adjudication withheld out of Sumter, and delinquency charges.
Okay. All right. And, sir, I have an address for you on Southwest 38th Terrace in Webster. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Over to about 10 years.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. Set your bond at $15,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 5th of March. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they will come see you at the jail, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Gerald Costa. Afternoon, Gerald. What's your date of birth?
12169.
All right, Gerald, I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. The judge that signed that warrant found probable cause for a violation of probation and set your bond at no bond. I can't do anything about that. We'll let Pasco know you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It does not take 5 days with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Adam Hamilton. Afternoon, Adam. What's your date of birth?
6/17/94.
Adam, we've got 2 charges today, possession of methamphetamine and resisting without violence. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
I'm just showing a driving with license suspended in 13. It looks like a probation sentence was imposed. Other than that, Your Honor, no other history.
All right. Adam, I have an address for you on Round Lake Drive in Weekiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
A year.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Remodeling homes for my father.
Set your bond on the meth at 1,000, on the resisting at 500. That's a total of 1,500. I'll have you back in court on the 5th of March. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
All right. Is there any chance of me being RO'd or no?
No, that's as good as we're going to get at him. Thank you. Eric Hill? Afternoon, Mr. Hill. What's your date of birth?
10/8/77.
She'll have a warrant for you, apparently out of St. Louis County in the state of Missouri. The judge that signed the warrant found probable cause and set your bond at no bond. Your options here in Florida are this. You're entitled to have an extradition hearing if you wish. The point of the extradition hearing would be to determine if you're the right Eric Hill and if there is a valid warrant for you in St. Louis County, Missouri. Obviously, while you're waiting for that to happen, you would stay right where you are in the Hernando County Jail. The process can take up to 60 days to complete. If after the hearing it was determined that you are the right Eric Hill and St. Louis County does have a warrant, then they would be notified and given 15 days to come pick you up. If you wish, you may waive your right to that hearing this afternoon. If you waive your right to the hearing right now, then Missouri will be teletyped immediately and told that they have 15 days to come and get you. So I need to know, would you like to have an extradition hearing, or would you like to put Missouri on the clock right now?
I'd like to go ahead and waive it.
Very good. They'll give you a waiver to sign.
Thanks.
Very good, Eric. Missouri will be notified immediately. If you're still here in 15 days, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Lewis.
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Hello, Mr. Lewis. All right. I've got today a violation of probation warrant that I signed. Also have a second violation of probation warrant also that I signed. And then we have an arrest warrant that was signed by Judge Barbie. He found probable cause for one count of fleeing to elude and driving on a suspended license. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender at this moment may change. So.
Very good. We'll do it for now. So let's see. All right. So on the VOPs, of course, bond is no bond. I'm not going to change that. They'll be coming back. The VOPs will be coming back on March 8th. Hang on one second. And then the new charges, I will leave at the schedule bond, which is $5,000 and $500, respectively, for a total of $5,500. I'll send those back to court on the 25th of March, which is where your other issues are already set. And the public defender is going to come see you about all your cases before your court dates, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Clint Bowen?
Your Honor.
Mr. Mullen, what's your date of birth?
July 22nd, 1989.
Mr. Mullen, you're here on a warrant that Judge Rupi signed. She found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender. The bond on that warrant is no bond. I'm not going to change that. I'll have you back in court on the 8th of March. Public defender's going to come see you and see if we can get your case worked out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Dwayne Zimmerman?
How you doing, Your Honor?
Doing good. Dwayne, what's your date of birth?
7/27/73.
Okay. Okay. Dwayne, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the public defender. State, what can you tell me?
A 2017 dropped battery, second or subsequent, out of Hernando County. The failure to appear out of Hernando County in 2015. A 2007 adjudication of guilt for a battery out of Hernando County. A possession of hydrocodone, 2007 adjudication of guilt. A withhold adjudication for disorderly intoxication, withhold of adjudication in 2001. And a battery adjudication withheld in 2001 out of Hernando County. A 97 grand theft.
Okay, that's good. Dwayne, I got an address for you on Ruth Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
Lifetime, sir.
Okay. And does Clifford live there too?
Yes, that's my brother. We both,
Hey, Dwayne.
Yes, sir.
I will tell you that the situation right now is not serious, but don't say anything to make it worse, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay. I just don't want you to get any deeper over something that's not that big a deal right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have a job these days?
Yes, sir. I do tree work and home health care service.
Okay. So I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition is that you have no contact with Clifford. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes, sir. But I have a question.
Sure.
Can I make that a no violent contact? Because he lives on my property.
Okay. Do you guys live in the same house or in the same property?
Same property. Same. I have an RV.
Right.
And he lives in the mobile home.
So there's a mobile and an RV, and you guys live separately that way.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. There's
Okay.
no violent contact.
Well, is it possible for you to live in the RV and not have contact with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because that's what I'll do. I can't do peaceful contact without him here. All right.
Okay. Yes,
I
sir.
have to be able to speak to him. So let's walk through this stepwise. So you understood no contact when I explained it, right?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
sure do.
And the other thing I got to do is hold you up until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So if Clifford wanted to serve you with a civil injunction, we'd know where to find you. I don't think that's likely, but we're going to hold you till 4. Okay? You can go back there, and I get you guys are on the same property, but you got different homes. So the onus is on you to not have contact. So don't wave at him. Don't say hi, Cliff. Don't wink at him. Don't give him the one finger salute. None of that stuff. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, because seriously, because if he's still mad at you, he'll drop a dime on you and you'll be right back in jail. You get that, right?
Oh, yes, right. I sure do.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can I get an R on this?
I can't because it's a domestic case, Dwayne. I have to set up a bond, a $500 bond. It'll cost you $100 through a bondsman. So that's really as low as I can go on these. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's when I'd be bonding me out.
Yep. I'll have you back on the 8th of March. All right. Make sure you contact the PD when you get out.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Thank you. Michelle Bosch. Okay. Anybody know anything about this case?
It's a change of plea.
And I believe it was a remand from felony.
She's taking probation and felony, and then so she's supposed to time
We'd
serve.
be
on
asking
that.
for time service.
Marie or Michelle, how long you been in jail?
We're appointed.
You are.
2.5 weeks. 3
Okay.
weeks.
Okay. You want to take time served on this trespassing charge, be done with the misdemeanor, and then apparently did you take probation on a felony case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you want to take this one time served so you can get out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Raise your right hand for me. Solemnly swear firm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Absolutely.
State your name.
Michelle Marie Botch.
Michelle, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. Do you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 19MM604 as to the charge of trespass. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept the plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 10 days in the county jail, credit 10 days served. Finding court costs is $553. I will not order a coin because they would have done that in circuit court. So that takes care of your misdemeanor, Michelle. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you'll be released today, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.